Hello, my beautiful African people. Welcome back to Hail and Ride African Facebook page and YouTube channel. Today, we are looking at the economic reality between Africa and the West. We're gonna look at one country in Africa, Nigeria, and United Kingdom, UK. Let us start by looking at the minimum wage between Nigeria and United Kingdom, UK. Nigeria, the minimum wage in Nigeria is 30,000 naira. But the minimum wage in UK, also called the living wage, is £10 43 pence. This is the minimum payment an employer is obliged by law to pay his workers. This does not mean that employers cannot pay more than minimum wage. Most of them do, but some pay minimum wage. For someone in UK who is on minimum wage, it takes him or her 3 hours, just 3 hours in a maybe 9-hour shift a day, to make 30,000 or even more. For someone who is in Nigeria that have to work for 30 days to earn 30,000. You see the great difference in just basic economic needs. When you look at the start, it is quite impossible for someone who is on minimum wage in Nigeria to afford to go to work with that amount every day. That is why some of them doesn't go to work every day. Because if they should pay for transportation and maybe 2 times or once feeding food, their wage, their monthly wage, cannot even go halfway to see them through. And talk more of someone that has families, 2 or 3 children, and those children have to go to school. Where is the money coming from? And some people, I don't understand how some. Anyway, this 30,000 naira I'm talking about is for the states, not the federal. I don't understand how some governors or all the governors in Nigeria go to sleep at night when they know that the minimum wage they pay to their workers is just 30,000. Something they cannot even take, or even their relatives cannot take this amount for 1 month. Even those governors will finish that amount in 2 hours. I don't think they will spend more than 30,000 in every day. And they are happy that somebody is getting this amount. And I don't know if there's any governor in Nigeria that pay more than 30,000. I don't think there is. Why I'm making this video is because I spoke with one of my friends in Nigeria, and he told me that he got promotion where he's working, and I was happy for him. But when I asked him how much are they gonna pay you with respect to your promotion, he said to me they're gonna pay him around 70 to 80,000 a month. And he said he's moving to level either 13 or level 4 in government sector. I guess it's state. And when you pay somebody in level 13 or level 14, 80,000 or 90 or even 90 or even let's say 100,000 naira, is still even not halfway to decent wages. Because somebody in UK in a minimum wage, not even more than minimum wage, will get this money in a day or even more. What is gonna pay someone for working 30 days? No, but I'm not making this video only to show you the economic disparity between Nigeria and the UK, because it is not all rosy in UK as well. Because for someone on a minimum wage and he's renting a house, just a room, the average one room payment in London is close to £600 in a month. Some places are even more. And when you translate that money to Nigeria money, you see somebody's paying more than 600,000 just in a month. And let's assume that the person has family, lives in two-bed flat in London. Some pays 1,500 a month for their house rent, or 1,700. Some can even pay £2,000 in a month. This is not other bills like electricity, council tax, food, transportation. So when you translate that money into Nigerian money, somebody's paying like 2 million for 2 bed in a month. And some of you might say to them, even the ones that lives in one room in London, please, that money is too much, for someone in Nigeria. Please go and live in the street. Go and live in the street and save this money and give to me. That's how some of people feel back home in Africa, when they see these figures. But these figures is not the way you think it is. Because by the end of the month, when you take out bills, you are left with not much, little. And remember that most of us abroad, we have people back home. So any situation the government is impacting on its people is impacting on people in diaspora as well, because we have to help those in back home. We have to send money to them. I believe that if not the money that the people in Africa, some of us that are in diaspora are sending back home, Africa would have been like worse than it is today. Let's assume that there's a problem and people cannot send money for 1 month in Africa back home. A country like Nigeria will be in serious problem. So paying someone as little as 30,000 in Nigeria a month It's like not paying the person. Even though I understand that some of them doesn't come to work every day. But even if the person is mandated to come to work in a day, just one day in a month, it's still not enough to pay the person 30,000. So I think the situation back home is really bad, really very, very bad back home. But the situation abroad is not excellent, it's just probably a bit fair because you'll be able to buy food with £5. If you can cook food, you can use £5 or £10 to prepare your food. But not anymore because inflation in UK is high as well. But I know that inflation in Nigeria, if they will be honest, is more than 100%. Because a bag of rice in Nigeria, someone on minimum wage, if he said by the end of the month, let me buy one bag of rice, I don't think he can afford it in Nigeria to buy one bag of rice. You get me? And this is why many people want to leave Nigeria and travel abroad, or want to leave other parts of Africa and seek some refuge abroad, and some take risk. And when you see the way these governors give contracts, road contracts, other contract they give, you see the millions of naira they are mentioning for this contract. Where are you building road where your people cannot even afford to eat? I think charity starts at home. You have to start by, first of all, giving the people their basic need, not road or international airport or housing estate, whatever they are doing with those money they are receiving. And some of those governors, it amazes me that some of those governors, Nigeria practices federalism. And you get your money, your monthly allocation from the federal government. And some of those governors will use those money they meant for their people to start buying some, they call it security, for security reasons, they start buying some vehicles or trucks for the police and for the military. Why are you buying those trucks for them? This military and police are for the federal government to buy those stuff. It's not for the state. And you spend millions in buying those stuff and you're paying somebody 30,000 a month. And they still call you His Excellency. I think anyone that's calling them His Excellency must be simple-minded. The money meant for the state should be for the state, not for any project or any federal ministry project. You don't have to buy for the security, because this security you're buying for, you use security to buy those vehicles. You're buying those stuff. It's not for the security of the common man, because police doesn't prevent crime. They're only there to record crime and make sure they bring the perpetrators to justice. And the military doesn't prevent crime as well. They're not even meant to be buying something for the military, because military is supposed to protect the border, not internal conflict. But you see some governors buying those trucks and other stuff for the police and military from the state money they